All right, all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome again. This is Cassandra Williams, aka Coach Kiss, mwah, and I welcome you to the Kiss Corner. It looks a little bit different today, and that is on purpose. So we've been putting it out there. I meant to go live and do it. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Life been life. I didn't get an opportunity, but we doing it now. Better late than never. And so I just wanted to say that I had this opportunity to join my friend PJ Jones with her network and Powered Voices Network. And so she has so graciously then allowed for the Kiss Corner to be a featured channel as a part of this network, where we are here to uplift the voices of those who sometimes may feel voiceless, right? So if we put the people with the courage to speak, then it gives power, right? We stand in position of power for those who aren't in that position yet. And that's that key word, as yet, right? Because we're going to help get you to that point. But we understand you're not always there. So we're here to fill the gap, if you would. So all of that being said, we are so super excited. So
Yay.
PJ is here with me. And if you could just speak to it for a moment as well, PJ, I'd love it. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. I'm just really honored. Me and Coach Kiss have been kind of getting to know each other for the past couple of months, and I just kind of took to her, and I see the passion that she has to help this community, and I just had to snatch her. I had to ask her, can you please just join my network because I feel like if we are together, we can heal together. We're a community that heals together, and I listen to her, and her voice is so soothing, and her she's so knowledgeable and patient and loving and caring, and she brings something. See, I'm more rah. She's like my mellow. I just needed to have her on my network. This is all new. She's coming in new with me. We are, and she's like she's my new partner. She's my road dog, and I appreciate everything that she has been offering to you guys and everything she's going to offer Empower Voices, my Empower Voices network. So thank you, Coach Kiss, for being the very first on my new network, and I'm just excited to see where we're going to start. We're going to go from here.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so with that being said, Jay, I thank you again. You know we got to do some collabs too because she has her podcast, right? I'm a
Definitely,
co-host on another podcast. Just pulling it all together. We
definitely,
put it
all
together, guys,
together. We
because
all
there's
sisters.
more, much. That's right, right? We are. Absolutely are. And so there's much more for us to add to this. It's so funny, PJ. Do you realize it has been today is the 3rd? You came
Hmm.
on January 5th. That was my birthday. So it's been almost 4
What?
months. It's no, 3
Really?
months. 3 months. 3 months to the date at least. Yeah, it
You
would be
know what
because
we
today
do?
is the 3rd. Today is the
Yes,
3rd.
we talk like we've been knowing each other for 3, 4 years, though. And a collab is
Right?
definitely yes. I mean, we got our stuff that we're doing, and a collab is gonna always be always. I'm open to having all of my sisters work with me on anything that we do. So, but I'm not gonna hold you up because you have all of this beautiful knowledge to spread. So I thank you. Mwah. Welcome to Empowered Voices, Finding Strength and
Thank you.
Survivors Network. And I thank you all for tuning in and supporting Coach Kish. She's a beautiful spirit, a beautiful woman, and has helped me through some things. My family love her. Just don't know. And I hope you guys enjoy this episode because I know I will. Inspire us, sis. Inspire us. Mwah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mwah. Listen, I have to come on here and speak some truth about just living life, right? All right. So, as you all know, I told you I have my therapy sessions. We have had to reschedule because my therapist, I think I told you all last week, she wasn't, and hey, we're human, right? You got to give grace always. And so, um, we rescheduled for tonight. Now, to be perfectly honest, we might have to reschedule again, but I'm trying to hold to it. I have a lot to do tonight. But anyway, all of that being said, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Those of you who are still rocking with me through both ways. Hey, please go ahead, give me those likes, give me those loves, give me those cares and those comments. I really, really, really appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and get started this evening with our topic. And so I'm calling this broadcast tonight, Keep It Slow, Sis, right? The of becoming. This came about for me. I told you, like, I have my schedule set. And life has been life in a way that, I feel like try to be genuine about what's happening, and use that to come to the Kiss Corner and elevate. And so tonight, I want to talk about something that hit me hard when I saw it on my Facebook timeline. If I remember correctly, I actually believe my sister in law, one of them, Destiny, had it posted on hers. And there was a meme, and it says something to the effect of, you have to be patient when you're becoming someone you've never been before. And that one sat in my spirit because transformation is a process and patience is most definitely required. And it has resonated with what I've been going through and still going through. Um, Within this last, year and a half or two of my life. And so I wanted to come on and share with you my thinking, my feelings and everything behind, that patience of becoming. And it also reminded me, and I've spoken about this before. Shout out to my business coach, Dr. Chanel DeBose. And in my mentorship with her, she would always say to our cohort, reminding us that we could not become and remain, right? Meaning, in order to grow into who we're meant to be, we have to be willing to let go of who we are. And that's not always so easy, because change is uncomfortable, right? And patience is hard, and we have to be honest. And so tonight, we're going to break it down, right? What does it truly mean to become versus remain? And why does change take patience? Yeah. And so all of these things were kind of across my mind in reading that statement. And so I want to start with defining these two words, right? Becoming. This is the process of evolving, of learning, stretching, stepping into the unknown and becoming someone new. And then remaining. This is the part I think is the easiest for us all, because this is the comfort zone, right? It's easy because it's the comfort zone. But is it where growth occurs? So, this comfort zone, right? It is the familiar, the predictable, the safe, even when you're in a situation that no longer serves you, but you remain because it's comfortable, right? And I'll tell you, even when it came to joining this network, PJ will tell you, right? It took me a minute. Had nothing to do with her, nothing to do with being on the network, nothing to do. It had everything to do with me, right? This just being here is a becoming. The time it took for me to agree and to really pull myself out of the fear of the unknown was that remaining, and how those two components of myself were battling. Just like for everybody, right? We got that. You see those cartoons, the devil, the angel, whatever it is, right? You get that one thing in one ear and the other thing in the other, and it's which one wins out, right? And so if I want to become, I cannot remain, right? And so it's all about growth along with your healing. And so we have to be faced with challenge, and it's not easy. It's not comfortable. It's that middle point, and it doesn't feel good, right? So if you're with me live, right, go ahead in that Facebook, hit me in that chat. If you're on YouTube, hit me in those comments. You know, drop a book, uh, becoming, or give me a heart emoji if you have ever struggled with leaving behind the old you to step into the new you, right? And so now we're going to talk a little bit about patience. And why is it so hard to be patient when we're in the middle of transformation, right? Um, so I'll say there are three reasons. Of course, I believe there's a multitude of more, but for the sake of the discussion this evening, I narrowed it down to three, at least three that most resonated for me, and what I'm dealing with in my life, right? In that process of becoming. And so, why is it so hard to be patient when we're in the middle of um, three reasons that I propose to you, right? Order, but I'm going to say the first is time. Someone new doesn't happen overnight, and there's no instant transformation button. Number two, the old you will resist. We want change, but our old habits and fear want to let go. Zone is all of comfort because it's your body protecting itself, right? So you stick with what you know. And then that third is the in between feels uncertain. I don't know what this is. And so who really rate all the time? Now I'm not saying there aren't people built for that journey, right? You got many who will just and figure it out later, right? But that in between feels uncertain. And so when you're no longer who you were, but yet you're not who you're becoming, that space can feel frustrating, right? It feels frustrating. It feels, yeah, it feels, right? It lonely. It can feel frustrating, feel scary, but that's right. That's where the growth is happening. So I have to remind myself, you as well, that's where the growth is happening. So when we're feeling that discomfort, but the key is you got to move through it anyway, right? You got to move through it. So it's not about feeling the discomfort, and trust me, I'm talking to myself too, right? It's not about that retreat because that's what's comfortable. And we're talking about not stay there, right? We can't stay with the old and be the new all at the same time. Work that way. And so that being said, then we have to embrace the three P's: process and purpose. If we want to become to patience, process, and purpose. Patience, because growth takes time. And we're not going to see the results overnight, and that's okay because we have to trust. Easier said than done, but we have to trust the journey, and that's where faith steps in. Becoming means we have to go through a process. Transformation is not a straight line. And that coach stated that really rattled me. Don't ask me why, because it's not like I don't know that, right? But again, letting things straight and narrow, and it's comfortable. Might not be fun, you're not gonna get all the laughs and the giggles all the time out of it definitely doesn't scare you. So you know you don't get that. Most likely you won't have anxiety that goes along with it. So, again, the pros and cons, like you're going to trade off something, right? So the process isn't a straight line. There and the lessons that we learn along the way. And that's why I said when she said it, I don't know why it bothered me so much. Because if you live in life, you know this. But that patience, every step of your journey matters, even when it feels slow. Right? We are not becoming just because. There is for each and every one of us a greater reason for our transformation. And so that version of us that's emerging stands on purpose. And so there's a beauty in that. And I've had to remind myself of it. And so I came on to share and remind you as well. So again, if you are in Facebook land, drop that fire emoji in those comments for me, right? To trust in the process. Those chats on YouTube, if you can't drop in that fire emoji, just type in commit, right? If you are committed to trusting your process. So all of this being said, right? What are the takeaways, right, you tonight? And again, I'm speaking to myself as well, is to give ourselves grace in the process, because becoming takes patience and patience takes trust, right? We're on our way. And when I tell you through the Empowered Voices Network, you're watching, you're doing this with me, right? This is part of that becoming. And so I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge that for this week. Pay attention to one area of your life you are struggling with patience, where you are struggling and trying to remain in that comfort zone. One thing you're letting go of, want to step into. So one thing, right, that we're struggling with in regards to patience or in moving away from that comfort. What are we letting go? What are we stepping into? Because again, we can't remain and become at the same time. So if this message has resonated, y'all, I forgot to even talk about the cornerstone of the Kiss Corner. I'm going to go back into all of that. Because it's I start the broadcast. Super excited, y'all. So if this message has resonated with you, please, please, please share this video with someone who needs the same reminder. Right? Feel free to share. So again, if you're in Facebook, I want you to go into those comments, give me those cares. If you are catching this in replay, give me that hashtag replay. And if you are out there on comments, right, make sure that you like and that you share with us. And if you're catching this on replay, again, hit us up in those comments or emojis, right? Give us everything that those comments, because that's what keeps us going. That's what keeps us here and supporting one another. I'm going to just recap really quickly. When we're talking Remember, it's hard to be patient. We're in the middle. And my three key reasons were: one, growth takes time. Two, the old. And three, the in between feels uncertain. And then in order for us to become, we have to embrace and that is patience, process, and purpose. And so, again, my name is KA Coach Kiss. Mwah. If you are joining for the very first time or watching through YouTube or Facebook, let me just explain to you the Kiss Corner. So the Kiss Corner is a safe space. Individuals, I'm going to say, like I focus with one of our network, right? We care about everybody, right? So I'm going to say a safe space for individuals who are stepping out of and away from serve you and are prepared to put in the work necessary to elevate a version of yourself. And so if you need some guidance and support along those lines, the right place with the right person with Coach Kiss. And so I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for joining me this evening, especially on this initial broadcast. So much to me in so many ways, because like I said, we are becoming, and you are witnessing that just through the Kiss in general. And then now in this collaboration, Jay, I say colleague, let me move that, my sister, right? We don't have to be that formal. I want you to please continue to elevate here as you heal along your journey. Come back week next Thursday, every Thursday, on back, right? Same back time, same back station. Is Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. time. And you are going to join me here again, Cassandra Will, a Coach Kiss, on the Kiss. I thank you so very much. And again, please feel free to share the broadcast. Much love. We'll see you next week.